Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Nola's here. I just wanted to give explanations. This is the first time I've been alone to be able to. Okay, so in 2 weeks I get my bandages off, so I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna look like a normal person again. And I'll explain how I went into labor and stuff. Friday the 12th, which is Nola's birthday, I went into the hospital for contractions at 6 a.m. and I wasn't dilated. I was at 1 centimeter. I was sick as hell. I kept puking, pooping, and then they gave me, oh my gosh, Phenergan. And I was fucking out of it. I was so delirious. When they wheeled me out of the hospital, my legs were open and there was cops and they had to be like, you need to close her legs, she's exposed. And I was just like this as they were wheeling me out of the hospital. They shouldn't have let me go home. Sorry. So they let me go home. My mom was sitting here, and every 5 minutes I was up and down to the bathroom. I was on the toilet in the bathtub pooping, and this is gonna get kind of personal. My mom like was so exhausted. She was sitting in this chair right here actually, and she was just sitting there. And she fell asleep, so I was trying to be really quiet. I would put, I don't know how to say this is so embarrassing. I was like throwing up, and I couldn't lay down, so I was sitting on my knees, covered up in the chair, and I put my hand on my butthole. So like if I would just like, I just like held my butthole because it hurt. There. Okay, so around 3, Nola was delivered in the bathtub at 3:30, and my dad had just showed up with my prescription because they gave me more stuff to stop my throwing up, and so coincidentally both of my parents were here at the same time, which is so crazy, but it happened, and I went, ugh, and my mom ran in there and I said, we're going to the hospital. And I said, we don't have time for the hospital. My mom's calling right now. See, I can't be alone. There's no time for the hospital. And I said, yeah, that's what I said. I said, there's no time for the hospital. I don't want to fucking go back to the hospital. And at that point, I was holding Nola's head in between my legs. And my mom just dropped to her knees, and I pushed like twice, and out she was. So then I sat there with the freaking umbilical cord inside. I gave birth standing up in the bathtub. And it was like 3 pushes. And then we called the EMTs. My dad, all I can remember was my dad just like freaking out and like running. We just seen him just running back and forth in the house. He didn't know what to do. And then there I was, I didn't want my dad to see me naked because I'm real modest. And so then the EMTs come, and it was 4 men to top it all off. And all the guys were like, you have to go chest on chest. And I was like, 4 strange men in my bathroom telling me to whip my boobs out, dude. I was like, oh my god. And then I did. I just whipped them out and did. And so then they took me back to the hospital, and for some crazy reason, this is real crazy. I was like so out of it and delirious from the Phenergan. After I had her, I was like alert, wide awake. And then we went to the hospital, and because of the COVID, everything was crazy. You could only have one person in the hospital with you. And my mom was there. She delivered my child. And we got there, and that hurt. Whatever the doctor did hurt worse than actually the pushing Nola out, where he gets the placenta out, and they keep pressing on your stomach to make sure all the clots are out. But when we were at the hospital, I just kept saying, I'm sorry. I got blood everywhere. And I'm sorry, there's blood everywhere. And, like, everybody just kept telling me I need to sit down and take it easy. Like, I literally just, like, gave birth, and I was trying to clean the room that I was in. Like, I was trying to change the sheets before anybody could get them because they had my blood on them. And everybody was like, you need to sit down. And, so then we went to the hospital. We were in the hospital.